Recording has begun.
Chief, do you think we're ready to start? Looks like we have a couple people have arrived.
Yes, sir. I think we're ready to go.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. We're with the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, and we are visiting the police department to review their maintenance of the required accreditation standards. There's two of us that are visiting the agency. My name is Michael Webb, and with me is James Sullivan. We will be here today and tomorrow reviewing the agency and speaking with community stakeholders. In just a moment, we're going to go and ask for comments from the audience. But first, I want to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded. And if you have any additional information that you would like to share, we'll provide you with an address and or a telephone number to assist you with getting us any documentation that would be helpful. Chief, could we call the first person?
I believe Mr. Robert Ansell's the first speaker.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Ansell, and I'm the Emergency Medical Services Chief and Commanding Officer of the Charles County Volunteer Rescue Squad here in La Plata. I wanted to speak tonight in support of one of our closest partners in public safety, the La Plata Police Department. Being that the town of La Plata is what you would consider a small town, it is integral that public safety agencies maintain close working relationships in order to provide the highest quality of services to the citizens. I'm proud to say that the Charles County Volunteer Rescue Squad maintains a close and effective relationship with the La Plata Police Department, not only as a department, but with the officers that serve the agency as individuals. The Charles County Volunteer Rescue Squad participates in many functions throughout the year as partners with the La Plata Police Department. This includes 5K races, community days, Rocktoberfest, and many more. Recently, we participated in a tabletop pre-planning exercise based on a plausible emergency event that could occur within town limits, which in turn helped us strengthen our communication, response plans, and overall working relationship. The La Plata Police Department most certainly meets the definition of a professional and effective agency. The officers that we have the pleasure to work with on a daily basis are pillars of the La Plata community, and we look forward to working with their agency for years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comments. Are we able to identify the next speaker?
The next speaker, their phone number would be 301-539-3779. No name is coming up with that.
Yes, it's Darlene Palmore from Washington Square.
Good evening.
Hi. I had trouble getting in. I didn't know whether it was Teams or Zoom.
Well, you found your way in, and we're so glad you did. Do you have some comments you'd like to share?
Well, maybe. Today I tried to fill out the application for the National Night Out for the mini grant.
Okay.
And I was just wondering what was some of the, what are some things that we can name as to the reasons that we would use the grant? And I was wondering if self-defense instructors would be included in that, and if it's lawful for our community.
Well, those are some really good questions. Unfortunately, we're from far away from your community. We can't answer those questions. But I imagine that the chief of police may be able to take down your number and have someone call you back to answer those specific questions. Would that work?
Yes, of course, that would.
Do you have any comments that we could record about the police department?
Let me see. I'm recently taken over for Randy Hill. I'm trying to learn. I'm kind of new, but I have been I attended one meeting so far with Lieutenant Kane, and I know that he shared a lot of statistics in reference to the crime in our area, which it basically focused at the Safeway that's on Route 301 in La Plata, Maryland. Are you familiar with La Plata? Are you from the?
Uh, I'm from the Philadelphia area. I'm a little familiar with it.
I see. Okay. Well, my community itself, Washington Square, which is a senior community, it's a 55 and over active community. And we do not have many complaints about any crime per se, but we get a few stragglers that do come into our community where it's not gated, but not much traffic from the outside of our perimeters do enter in here. So sometimes we get night walkers that occasionally check our vehicles to see if they are locked or unlocked so that they could vandalize, I'm sure. But there was a focus of the Safeway that is only about half a mile away from the Washington Square community. And I was wondering what methods were used to combat those particular crimes, which I think they were basically petty thefts.
Okay. Unfortunately, we're not able to answer questions, but we're recording your comments. But perhaps when the chief has someone contact you by phone, they can review that information with you as well.
Okay, I would appreciate that.
Chief, would someone be able to contact Darlene?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We will contact her first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Darlene,
Okay. Yes.
Darlene, can I have your last name again, please? I think I missed it.
Yeah, it's Palmore. That's P like Peter, Almore.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you calling in tonight.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, officer.
There's no one else lined up on the baton order here to call. Like I said, we had one other person who said they would be a little tardy.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so am I speaking with Mr. You said Michael Webb?
Yes,
Okay.
that's me.
Or I'm sorry, or officer. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just Mike. How can I help you?
Okay. This is again is Darlene. I was just trying to make sure that I had the names of both officers who are on the line.
And my partner is James Sullivan.
Okay.
And Darlene, you're welcome to stay with us while we
Okay.
wait for more callers. Or if you'd like to disconnect, you're welcome to do that as well. Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Okay. Well, I'll stay on for a little while, maybe
Okay.
with 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you.
Assessment team, I see there's another caller. I think it ends with 3415.
Hello, this is Sheriff Barry with Charles County Sheriff's Office.
Welcome, sir. Do you have comments that we can record?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm calling on behalf of the La Plata Police Department and under the leadership of Chief Carl Schenner. We work very well together right here in Charles County. I consider them a very professional law enforcement organization that definitely works very hard to have community engagement. And as an accredited organization, they embody a number of the characteristics of a CALEA organization. So I'm really proud and pleased to have this opportunity to work with Chief Schenner under his leadership and his fine staff.
Well, thank you, Sheriff. Thank you for your comments.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Assessment team, I believe Lisa Wiederlight has been able to sign in.
Wonderful. Lisa, do you have some comments that we can record about the police department?
I
I'm sorry, we've lost your audio.
Sorry, I thought that you could hear me okay. If I can get back in 5 minutes, that would be helpful. I just wanted to sign on and make sure I could get on, actually.
Absolutely. We'll see you shortly.
Thank you. Hello again.
All right.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, it's Chief. I don't know if you wanted to kind of say anything or who I am, or if you want me to go on. I've never done this before.
Lisa, I'll let you introduce yourself. And Lisa's our grant writer and coaches us on things to do with folks with autism.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I guess I would go with the most prevalent part of who I am, which is a parent of a young adult with autism first. I have a 21-year-old son who has autism and related disorders like epilepsy and communication issues. While he can speak and has language, is rather limited and has other challenges. But what is striking to me about the LPPD and about Chief as well is their support of the autism community and including people in the community and promoting acceptance of those who are affected by this neurological disorder and those who care for them. This is evidenced in their autism vehicle, but I really think it's more of the way the department includes itself into the community and invites other people to participate with the department and in the community. And it's kind of, I'm familiar with Kalia. I guess the best way I could say it is kind of in a very positive way is an attitude that pervades the department, that everyone is included and is part of that community and makes people feel welcome. So I do not live in La Plata, but if I did, I would be proud and happy to have the LPPD be my public safety agency. So that is what I can say about autism. I do consult a bit with the chief, but I believe that level of professionalism and inclusion, and again, making people feel welcome and accepted as part of the community, is well entrenched in the department already. As far as my consulting in other ways, I have consulted with the La Plata Police Department writing a COPS grant with a mobile crisis unit. Again, understanding the needs of those who may be in crisis due to substance use issues and or mental health issues and or people with autism. We have worked with other agencies, including the hospital and other organizations within the county, and collaborated in that way to put that grant together. And I do know also that the police department and chief serves on the board of the Dorchester Community Center, and he is a very active leader on that board, where he promotes collaboration to support the community center. And I unfortunately don't live very close to La Plata. I live in another county, but I've seen many pictures of chief as well as other officers at the Dorchester Community Center interacting with the at-risk youth who frequent that center. So I do know that they've been very active in protecting the most vulnerable, whether those may be people who have disabilities or people who have other issues that they must address, like hunger or educational issues or family issues they may be addressing. So again, it's that community involvement and protecting, yes, but also becoming very much involved in the community, and like the community fair that the La Plata Police Department also takes part in. So their level of involvement and again, inclusion and acceptance is extraordinary. It was very easy to write the grant that we wrote due to Chief's vision for what he wanted the department to do, and also the level of professionalism, again, that seems to pervade the department and its expectations for its performance. And that is what I can say.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Could I have your last name, please?
It's Wiederlight, Wied as in David, ERLIGHT.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Sure. Thank you. My pleasure.
Assessment team, we have nobody else in the queue, and I'm not aware of anybody else that was had notified us that they plan to speak.
All right. Well, with that, I'm very comfortable calling it an end to the meeting. Would we like to check and see if any officers are available for short interviews? Or do you think that's just a non-starter based on the weather conditions?
if you give us just a moment, we can make a
Absolutely.
couple phone calls and see what they're doing, and I will get right back to you. Did you want to do it in this forum, or would you prefer just to do it with another Zoom meeting? Or
Now, if we could set up maybe 2 Zoom meetings, one for Jim, one for me, we'll have an opportunity to talk with a couple of the officers. If that's workable, that would be wonderful.
Okay, we will shoot you a text real quickly, and we'll let you know if they're out on calls for service.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Recording is stopped.